And thanks for dropping by on our YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That said, let's get to it. I'm gonna get myself a nice little plate to put him in. I'm gonna go ahead and take that corner piece, lift him up really slowly. As you can see, it's really dense on the inside, very, very crumbly almost, and it's got some of those tea leaves in there that are still was soaking in the milk and are still very much flavorful. In fact, with that Earl Grey bergamot flavor. So we can serve that up on its own with that icing sugar. And if we like, we can also serve a little bit of ice cream to go with it on the side. But really, that's it. It's a gorgeous torte for you here, a combination of chocolate, hazelnut, and Earl Grey. Not too sweet, very rich in flavor. And of course, the vanilla ice cream will help cut through some of that richness in a very complimentary way. So there you have it. Enjoy. So we've had a torte sitting in this cake tin overnight. I showed you when it came out of the oven yesterday that it was still wobbly in the middle, and now it's properly firmed up to the touch. And I like to leave it in the cake tin to set, just so that I don't disturb it and allow everything to kind of come together, both flavors and just the batter and everything else in between. So we have it now ready to serve. And I do usually like to leave it overnight for that reason as well, because it really does taste a lot nicer when the Earl Grey and the chocolate and the hazelnut kind of all mix together. And it gives it a chance to do that when we leave it to just chill for a little bit. And so that's the cake right here. I'm going to get rid of these guys. And that's ready to go onto essentially a cake plate or anywhere you'd like to store it. I'm going to go ahead and do that on this guy here. And so I'm really just going to very gently lift it off the base. And you'll notice that the torte is almost like a biscuit, a really big biscuit. It's not a very spongy cake because it doesn't have any flour in it. And so it really does feel like a very dense sort of a cake. So there I am. I kind of peeled off the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and serve it this way up. So we're not flipping the cake, unlike traditional cakes that would usually need to be flipped over. The tortes we keep the right way up. I'm just going to show it to you this way so you can see that I'm going to basically just allow the baking paper to peel off just as I nudge it away from the base, like that. And it should come off quite cleanly. Some crumbs will happen. That's quite normal for a torte. But there you go. And I'm just going to put that all to the side. And there we go. Our torte's ready to be served up. But before we do that, we're actually just going to go all the way around and grab some icing sugar to just garnish it on the top. All right, so we're going to use some icing sugar, and that's just really, and this is actually a sweetener as opposed to sugar. And I'm just going to dust it, as you can see, all along the top. I'm just going to keep doing that here. It's really just to give that color contrast more than anything else. And it also acts as a nice finish. Tortes typically don't set very well on the top. Sometimes they come out smooth, sometimes they don't. So in case you had to use a slightly bigger or smaller cake tin, that could have varying results. So this serves as a nice little camouflage, to be very honest. So now we're gonna get that all ready, and we're gonna slice it up and serve it with some ice cream. So I'll just give you one last look from the top. And there it is, just looking really pretty, almost Christmassy. But nevertheless, we're going to slice them up now. I usually like to get myself a knife, and given it's a square cake, I'll cut it into itty bitty square pieces. And so let's go from the center here and just gently press all the way down. As I mentioned, some of it might break apart, and that's normal because it is a torte. And now we're going to quickly wipe that knife down so that it goes in for another clean cut. Just with some tissue. Now we're going to cut him this ways as well, just like that. Beautifully cut down. And I'm going to go in and do another square cut one more time. Give that one more wipe, and back to the center, but the other way around. There you have it. Gorgeous little cake, and it smells amazing. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more culinary content coming your way.